Financial Aid hosted an informative event highlighting the importance of getting finances in order.
Plus, Day of Drag in protest against the Texas A&M University System's ban on on-campus drag shows.
Episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network starts right now. To this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network, I'm your host, Jakob Salinas.
I'm Jacob Daniels. Let's get right into today's news.
Financial Aid Office hosted an event focused on the importance of organizing finances each semester. Students gathered to learn about budgeting, deadlines, and available resources to ensure they were prepared for the upcoming term. The session emphasized the critical role of staying on top of financial aid and managing expenses, helping students set themselves up for success both academically and financially.
Hey Javelinas, I'm Selena Ortiz with the South Texan, and we're here at the library because financial aid advisors are helping students see what's poppin' with FAFSA.
I think it's important for students to attend the workshops because they get to see us outside of our office. We get to make them feel comfortable, like part of our family. Sometimes financial aid can become scary and they're afraid to ask questions when they see us out here and they get popping with FAFSA, then they can feel like they're part of our family.
How do you engage students during a workshop to ensure they understand the financial aid process?
So we engage our students, first of all, getting them here. And that's where we got the concept of popping with FAFSA, bringing in popcorn. They smell it in the library. They're like, where's the food? They follow it. Once they enter into our workshop, they sit there and they start asking questions. Oh, my mom lost her job. Or, I just had a baby brother. Things that have been life-changing. So that way we can encourage them to complete the FAFSA in the correct way so they can get all the financial aid that they're eligible for.
What resources or support do you think would help students better understand financial aid?
Student success. So it's perfect combination with our FAFSA workshop right here. And then we have student success here because the students can come in here and they can talk to their advisors. Hey, I just learned in FAFSA that I'm not meeting the necessary grades that I need to. How can you help me take the classes that I need to? So it's a combination. And of course, walking into student success, they have several different resources so that we work very well together.
What aspects of financial aid do you find the most confusing or challenging?
Honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like it was all like the whole process of FAFSA and how to fill it out. It's just the whole thing is very confusing and challenging. So having these advisors help you step by step through the process is very, very helpful. And also through personal experience, you can learn it with them. And then that way, the next semesters, you could do it on your own. You don't need their help anymore because you've learned pretty much how to do everything on your own.
And a special thank you to Miss Radcliffe for allowing this event to be possible. That's all for me. Now back to the desk.
And now, for everyone's favorite segment, Hoggy Highlights. The JSEC was buzzing with excitement at the Food Truck Festival, a lively event designed to bring students together for some fun before midterms. With a variety of delicious food trucks offering tasty treats, attendees enjoyed a relaxed afternoon filled with great music and a festive atmosphere. The event provided a much-needed break for students to recharge, socialize, and fuel up ahead of their upcoming exams.
It's kicked back and relaxed at Late Night Monday, an event hosted by SECL Student Engagement, where they enjoyed good company, a chill movie, and of course, Red Bull to keep the energy up. Attendees were also given a stylish mug to take home, adding a personal touch to a laid-back evening. It was the perfect way to unwind before the week ahead.
Robotics Club hosted a breadboard workshop where students gained hands-on experience with breadboard circuits. Participants learned the functional demands of building and understanding circuits, getting a closer look at how they work in real-world applications. The interactive session provided valuable insight for both beginners and experienced members, fostering a deeper understanding of electronics and circuit design.
Now, before we get into the last story of this episode, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
The South Texan, by students, for students.
Javelinas, welcome back to the second half of this episode on the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Jacob Salinas.
I'm Jacob Daniels. Let's get right back into the news. Camu community gathered for a day of drag to protest the Texas A&M University System's ban on drag shows. Students and supporters dressed in their best drag offered makeup tips and spoke their truth to emphasize freedom of expression and inclusivity. The event highlighted drag's cultural significance and served as a powerful stand for diversity on campus. Our reporter captured the moments of solidarity and resistance.
Thanks. I'm Kylie Valenta, and I'm with the South Texan here on campus today discussing with students the Texas A&M System ban of drag on campuses.
With the recent decision and statement made by our President Donald Trump saying that any students who protest on these college campuses are in risk of being arrested, are in risk of being deported, are in risk of being expelled, how do you think we as a community can keep morale up even with so many fear tactics out there?
I mean, it's very difficult when you know, people in charge make a lot of fear-mongering tactics in order to get a lot of people to go against something that they're against, right? And I feel like as a people, we still have power, despite those fear-mongerings being a lot of tactics in order to try to make us feel like we don't have any, right? So I feel like just remembering that we're not completely powerless is very important in trying to keep up the morale.
Why do you think something so fun as doing your makeup, dressing up, and, you know, expressing yourself would offend somebody so deeply to make decisions like this?
Well, they're scared of it. They're scared of self-expression. That's all it is. I mean, self-expression is identifying who you are. And people don't like that. They like conformity. People don't like to see something they don't understand. So it's all out of fear. It's all out of fear.
And as the president of this Unity Club, United Javelinas here on campus, how do you think you and your members and the community can come together to bring joy in such a time of fear?
I think coming together just like in general, like being with people who understand you, or just like not isolating yourself or like keeping your opinions to yourself, like speaking out, especially as a group, is probably the best way.
Do you think that there's something similar that we can do here in Kingsville to bring our community together of people who are also afraid?
I think definitely using Unity as a space to not only get together, but talk about your experiences. Being a young queer person right now is so hard. It's so difficult. So many things are getting taken away from us like that. With DEI, with the drag show bans, everything is coming at us so fast. Being so young and experiencing that firsthand can cause a lot of mental hardships. So I think just creating a space like Unity where people can talk about it and let it out and not just hold it in, because holding that in will, you know, mess you up really mentally. So I think just creating a really, really good safe space for people to get together and talk to and meet people just like them that are experiencing the exact same things.
This has been Kylie Valenta with the South Texan. Now back to the desk.
For all our sports fans out there, it's time for Sideline Report with sports editor Mark Paz.
Thanks, Jake and Jacob. Hey guys, it's your sports editor Mark Paz, and let's get into everyone's favorite sports segment. Just a heads up, Javelina's spring football will be starting soon, with the first spring game being April 17th. Make sure to save that date. The Division II indoor track and field national selections were made this Tuesday, and our Javelinas had 8 men and 8 women selected. They'll be competing this week on the 13th through the 15th. Good luck to our Javelinas in Indianapolis. Prior to this week's selections, our softball team's true freshman pitcher, Ariana Alanis, was honored with back-to-back LSC Pitcher of the Week selections. Baseball transfer pitcher Ulysses Correa was also honored with LSC Pitcher of the Week. Lastly, our women's basketball team led a 65-56 upset over UT Tyler in the quarterfinals in the LSC tournament. The victory marked the first conference tournament victory since 2017 for the women's team. Congrats to our women on the outstanding season. And good luck to all our Javelinas competing this week. Now back to the desk with Jake and Jacob.
Hey Mark, don't forget to subscribe to the Javelina Media Experience for more news on campus and pick up your copy of the South Texan. I was your host, Jacob Salinas.
And I'm Jacob Daniels. Thank you for watching this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network.